Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, Star Wars actor Mark Hamill has left social media, boys and girls. Yes, the little crybaby advocate for everything woke and all of the ideologies on the left and every single Democratic talking point out there is now whined and crined after leaving X, aka Twitter, and going over to the echo chamber that is Blue Sky, has now decided that even after all of that, ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't enough and he has to go away. But boys and girls, addiction is a hard thing to quit. And when you are dealing with the kind of narcissistic, ego-driven psychopaths that make up a majority of Hollywood out there, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's not very long at all before they're right back to attention seeking. And guess what? If they didn't have double standards, if they weren't just a bunch of hypocrites out there, I don't think Hollywood would have anything else. And that's exactly what we've got for you right here. Because as you can see from our dear sweet friends over at Fandom Pulse, Star Wars actor Mark Hamill announces quitting all social media, saying healing takes time, just days after retreating to the Blue Sky echo chamber. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not like anybody really cares at this point. I think Mark Hamill is nothing more than a pariah to the majority of Star Wars fans out there with any common sense left in their head. It's just one of those things that obviously has been lost. And of course, watching Disney Star Wars completely and totally destroy the hero character that we had in our minds, well, it all just kind of lines up with exactly what we're seeing from him out there on social media. It's almost like art is imitating life at this point, boys and girls. So we're going to check out this article. We're going to get all the juicy details of Mark Hamill's complete and total meltdown. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. Do you think you miss having Mark Hamill and all of his tirades over there on X social media? Have you followed him over to Blue Sky to see what's going on out there? Or are you just like the majority of people out there? This is nothing more than making fun of and mocking and ridiculing a broken and kind of beating a dead horse at this point. Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, please check out the links in the description as well. So from fandompulse.substack.com, Hollywood's made a big deal over their mass exodus from X, as if they fail from the lessons that they should have been taught with the election, that their incessant virtue signaling turns off the American people. None has been worse in this regard than Mark Hamill, who played Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, in case for some reason you guys didn't realize that. He is now announcing his total quitting of social media after retreating to Blue Sky echo chamber failed to soothe his feelings. Oh, poor Mark's having a bad time. And shout out to all of you trolls out there who have made Blue Sky accounts just to go over there and chase these people and give them crap, because that is absolutely hilarious too, and I'm loving every minute of it. So keep up the good work. Mark Hamill became the poster child for the Joe Biden campaign, as he infamously went to the White House to announce he considered Biden to be a Joe Bawan Kenobi. Wasn't he so clever? Didn't that really just make all you Star Wars fans want to vote for Joe Biden? No. It's almost like these people's opinions don't actually matter to anybody outside of themselves. And one of the saddest moments in political history since the Hillary Clinton announced Pokemon Go to the polls in her campaign in 2016. After it became clear that Biden did not have the mental acumen to serve another term as president, Mark Hamill immediately shifted to being a Kamala Harris's full-time supporter on his X account. This guy seriously has a bad case of TDS. His posting was so over the top that many speculated the Harris campaign paid him for the advertisements. And although we don't know any of the truth about that, it would not be the first time. And we do know the Harris campaign is like $20 million in debt after paying all of these celebrities to come out there and endorse them. So yeah, obviously, clearly that was money well spent. After the election, however, Mark Hamill followed the trend of many Hollywood celebrities blaming X for the election of Donald Trump and Elon Musk by proxy. And he virtue signaled by saying he was going to leave X for Blue Skies, saying, "Now that I've fled Leon's sight for bluer skies, I'm sure I'll be called an XX. But personally, I always consider myself a hashtag Twitter quitter." Oh, aren't you so clever? Aren't you so fun? Boy, I wonder why Mark Hamill hasn't been successful in anything outside of voice acting since Star Wars. Wow, color us shocked there. Like many other actors who had a hard time quitting X, including Star Trek Voyager actor Robert Picardo, Hamill posted on X afterward to announce the fact. And yes, absolutely he did. Apparently retreating to a literal echo chamber where he didn't have to receive any pushback from the average American who voted for Donald Trump didn't make him happy. He's now posted on Blue Sky, "Thanks to everyone, including me in so many starter packs. That said, I'm still in state of a shock trying to process what happened to our country since the election. So I won't be posting on a daily basis. I'll be back at some point, but please forgive me. Healing takes time. Yes, healing takes time. After the culture shock that you got slapped in your face, Mark Hamill, finding out that guess what? The majority of the American population does not agree with your crazy woke ideology in any way, shape, or form and is not down for the cult like you are. Whether you're being paid for it or whether you're just a true believer doesn't really matter at the end of the day, boys and girls. This guy is a pathetic shill of a man that just gets filled with whatever kind of talking points the latest buzz people out there fill him with. And that's exactly why he flipped the script from Joe Biden to Kamala Harris so very quickly and had no problem promoting this kind of nonsense in any shape or form. But boys and girls, the cringiest part, I think, about this entire statement out here, besides the hypocrisy of it, and we're going to get to that here in just a second, is love you all, Mark Hamill. He puts a Mar and then a camel. And at first, I was so confused. I had no idea whatsoever why he did. Somebody in my chat, literally, because we record these videos live on our stream Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Come join us for the morning prep. It's a really good time, and you can have your comments read out live. But literally, somebody had to explain this to me in my chat. Mark Hamill. Like a really stupid way to say Mark Hamill's name. Mark Hamill. Ha ha ha. Isn't that clever? No. Yeah, no, not so much. That's literally probably the most retarded way I've ever seen to have anybody try to spell out their name. Like, really? Mark, you're a moron. Clearly. But not only is he a moron, the guy's also an addict. This post demonstrates that the Star Wars actor is completely out of touch with the average American thought process and perhaps suffers from mental illness, since he mentioned that he needed to heal over a political process not going the way he liked, which is not a sign of a healthy individual. No, but I think we could all say the majority of Hollywood out there are not exactly healthy individuals, boys and girls. Despite this proclamation and clear ask for sympathy, he was back on Blue Sky posting again within hours. Because yes, boys and girls, them narcissists, them little psychopaths out there, they've got to have their attention because they know they're not relevant to anybody else out there, but they're still at least relevant on social media. Showing that Mark Hamill has a social media addiction that very well could be the cause of his issues. As he goes here, and I mean, just literally just putting stuff out there for the sake of putting it out there to try to what? Maybe you think you're clever? Don't quote me, and don't quote me as not wanting to be quoted. Hashtag quotable quote. There is glory in the unexpressed thought. Well, clearly you don't know anything about that, because as my grandfather used to always say as a kid when I was growing up, it's better to keep your mouth shut and let everybody think you're an idiot than open it and erase all doubt. Well, clearly, Mark Hamill, this is what you're trying to show on that one, but you have no idea of way of doing that in any way, shape, or form. And the irony of that is absolutely hilarious. Boys and girls, it's just another one of them situations where people like Mark Hamill and all their ideology out there has proven to fall in flat. The kind of spirit of the age cult nonsense that they were constantly pushing for years, trying to shove down all of our favorite throats out there, all of the fans' throats out there. The amount of disastrous dumpster fires they've had trying to turn their IPs into nothing more than a vehicle for a message that has cost them billions of dollars. And ladies and gentlemen, it has now cost them an election, and Mark Hamill is still not having a good time over it in any way, shape, or form. And just the outright, I don't know, hypocrisy, or maybe it is a legitimate addiction. I think we've all probably ran across people in our lives that are literally addicted to social media. They have to be on it all of the time out there. And it's really kind of sad to see that kind of thing happen. And obviously, Mark Hamill is not a very mentally stable person in any way, shape, or form. And now having the fact that the entire country, literally in a very resounding voice out there, push back against him and clearly tell him that, oh, hell no, we don't want any part of you, Mark Hamill. We don't want any part of your ideology, has caused him to melt down, not only completely and totally abandon a social media platform that is the actual town square of the world, but now for him to go over to a echo chamber and then go, I can't handle any of this anymore, all to literally come right back is nothing more than a very obvious addiction kind of situation out there. Clearly, Mark Hamill is completely and totally unhinged. And ladies and gentlemen, this is just another prime example of it. And enjoy it, because Mark Hamill, you are absolutely crazy. And guess what? The majority of the world rejects the kind of ideology that you have been shilling out there for decades. And now you're going to find out the truth that no matter how much you run and hide, the reality of the world will continue to smack you in your face. So by all means, Mark Hamill, cry and whine some more. You know, we absolutely all love to see it.